swag. Do about tag on news. Now I got it in the bag. Now I'm getting all type of cash. I'm a general true.
They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Look at them, how to make it in America. Real day one, ain't a lot of us. Mom worked 2 jobs, it was hard for us. Me and sis made it out, now she proud of us. They didn't teach me how to rap in those private schools. Wasn't like my rich friends, had a lot to lose. Less money, less options, lot of rules. So when that first deal came, it was opportune. And shorty got potential, I scout that. She say she in love, but I doubt that. Maybe it's to the clout. I get love in the north, I get love in the south, yeah. Shawty claims she a feminist, and her feminine. Girl, you know that he average. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cut the rack.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now here's the first carry for Amir Abdullah. And he'll get this one. Up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Detroit! Detroit!
the gun now on third down. Goes underneath here to White. And he's going to have the first. Down at about the 38. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He's got the hook up with Conley. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Not too many more ideal situations than 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll run again. This time it's Abdullah. And he'll fight his way. Forward to about the 48-yard line.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And a dump off to White. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Call it a gain of 3. And it'll be third down.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
He'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up fourth down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth.
Set! Boom! Landed!
They'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. 3 yards away from midfield at the 47. The Lions turned away on fourth down. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now Mahomes throwing on second down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Joey Bosa in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Going to need better protection here. Third and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Snap coming at 1, and it's Mahomes. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And the return comes to a right at the 44-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Looking to throw. And a hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Now remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this first quarter. Going for it on fourth. They're going to try a second time.
Gun! Watch him now, Barney!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The Lions turned away on fourth down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Now Mahomes. That's complete to John Ross. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Give him 30 yards there.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Joey Bosa in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of a big hitter to start the drive, has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Back to throw now on first down. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big 30-yard play on third. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on first and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jay Ajayi hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are in for 6. And he's able to put it through. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their third possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
On first down, Mahomes escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. On first and 10, here's Mahomes. Throw left side, complete to Ross. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another first down. Mahomes now on first down. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now here's Mahomes, eluding the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle, and he couldn't hang on to it through the Contact. Incomplete. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And whistle blown, a timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Z. So. Ace. Left. Hut.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Over the middle, complete. It's Bird. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Going for the deep ball. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Now on second down, this is Gurley. Oh, look at that. Gurley's got the first down and then some. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
On 1st and goal, Gurley. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
On second down, here's Mahomes. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
It's Coleman here, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Tevin Coleman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are in for 6. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So out now come the Lions. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is a defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3-and-out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's taken in by Henderson. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. 1:57 to go in this first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Here we go. Green 90. Green 90.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Green 90. Green 90. Ace, ace.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
My high school coach John Ford used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Here's Mahomes to throw. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this 1st half. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this 1st half of play. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Left, 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 left. Z, 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 Z.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the 1st half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
So.
shotgun snap to Mahomes. Flush, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Going to need better protection here. Third and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Working from the gun, Mahomes. He's letting this one go for Fuller. It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 42. A big play there for the Bears on third. 44 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Looking left sideline, incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Caught here by Conley. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, Detroit. Chris Conley, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have tied it. If they hit the extra point, they'll have the lead. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Onto the field now come the Bears. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out now. He doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain. His guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be as cheesy as we can, he was the winner of the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award from last week, so he's really stringing together some good football.
So not only did he get a gold star, he might have gotten a gold watch too, huh?
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught at the 20. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 74 yards. They'll come out in the pistol. They go play action here on first down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off down at the 2. He's at the 50. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Look at the spin. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now this time Mahomes will throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Here comes the Bears punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. So here come the Lions now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
Detroit! Detroit! Over!
Now back to throw. He gets it to Brown. Good play. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. 20. 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Jerron Brown. His first touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. Well, they were back in the shadows of their own goalpost, and that flipped quickly.
So much for playing it safe. I mean, a conservative, easy call, run the football, take care of it, create some space, punt the ball away, but no, let's throw it. And sometimes a defense's aggressiveness is used against them because when you've got people backed up, your natural inclination is to try and really force them back, and sometimes they get burned that way.
And they got burned there. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35, but make it the 40-yard line.
It's the third quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard, and while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. Going deep downfield for Ross. It's caught at the 10. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And now the Bears are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. The offense going to stay on the field as they will line up and go for 2.
We got three. Green, 90. Green, 90.
They'll try and run it in with Coleman. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. DeJuan Smoot with the tackle.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Back now at Ford Field. Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Gun! No. Check. Patriot. All right, now, lucky 56.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to go deep for Conley. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
Watch it now, Barney.
He'll look to throw. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flipped field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Leopard! Leopard! Gun! 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 Detroit! Detroit!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this one is incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to do with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Touchdown, Detroit! As his guys are in for 6. And the Lions have broken our tie as they take the lead. Extra point good by Catanzaro. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And to give this time to the tailback. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. He's letting this one go for Fuller, and that's caught inside the 35. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Will Fuller hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 40, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Left.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Joey Bosa in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Now Mahomes. He's letting this one go for Fuller. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A gain of 32 that time. A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. On the handoff, it's Gurley. Muscles him off. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Todd Gurley with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Bears have broken the tie. Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, a 22. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
3-19. Gone. Over.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some... And
he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jerron Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. To throw, it's Mahomes. On the crossing route, complete. That's Bird. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Got a man. It's Ross, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script from fourth down to first. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Mahomes to throw. And Blake, the tight end's got it. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Partner, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
To throw is Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bird. And he's got this down to the 35. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
Going deep downfield for Rowe. And that's going to be caught. Touchdown. And they've broken our tie here in the final minute. You know, the man on our cover, John Madden, so synonymous with these Thanksgiving Day games. He was on TV for these from, I think, 81 to 01, giving out the Turkey Leg Award and turducken he always talked about. Special when you got a guy going off like this. I think he would be a good recipient of the Turkey Leg Award.
Well, he's definitely already worked on that leg. Is it possible he could end up getting the whole turkey?
Yeah, give him a thigh,
or the
too.
whole turducken. And it's really great that you mentioned Coach Madden because everyone knows him from this. Everyone knows him from the broadcast booth. Remember, he won a Super Bowl as a head coach in Oakland.
Yep, he did indeed. But right now, we are watching maybe one of those turkey leg performances with his second touchdown there.
Detroit! Over!
Back to throw. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Jaron Brown, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He'll look to throw, and that is incomplete. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, and a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means. Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had, because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Dewan Smoot, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. He's going to air one out. It's caught at the 10. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Now Mahomes, and this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros. What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively? I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything. We'll see what they do here. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense. I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was. Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning. They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow. So for the Bears, they get win number 10 on the year as they move to 10-1. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Lions, it's a loss that could hurt them come playoff seeding time as they drop to 8-3. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
It's one of them ones, man. You just in the car, man. It's like when you in the car, you just think about everything, man. Definitely when you by yourself, and you just cruising on the highway, man. Yeah, this got me thinking. On that cap, swerving through traffic, listening to trap. My windows ain't tinted, so notice me. 4 braids, Yankee fitted, yeah, know it's me. I'm everywhere comfortable, but I'm still attentive. A young with money will make offended. I ain't flashy, I'm classy.